Hello? 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 Hello, I'm really sorry for the noise and
Right, sorry about that, guys. Type, okay, right. Yeah, okay, okay then. Yeah. Can you hear me now, guys? Can you type, yeah? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so what you're going to do now for me, guys, you're going to type Y in the chat, yes in the chat if you've traded before. Type yes in the chat if you've traded before. Okay, brilliant. We've got a lot of traders here, a lot of traders. Excellent. Excellent. Right. Now, so we've got a lot of people here who have traded before. Excellent. So I can go straight into it then. But of course then, we've got bullish pin bar, okay? And a pin bar is an elongated wick that stands out from price actions, okay? Now for me, the two most important candles for me are the engulfing candle and the pin bar. All the other candles, I just totally disregard them because they're, of course you've got the inside bar, but I totally disregard any other candles, okay? And of course, people will use other candles and still be successful. It's just a matter of understanding the market and understand what you're doing, okay? Now, if I then look at the next bit now is what I'm looking at, okay? Now, we have got what we call supply and demand zones, okay? And what I'm gonna do now, I'm just gonna show you the start of the journey, okay? Now, say for example, I was looking, let's look at, say, the Euro Aussie, okay. Now, this was a trade that I was in, and this one closed out at stop me out and so on. But what I'm going to do, I'm just going to show you from the start how I sort of look at my chart, okay? Okay, so this is my initial chart, right? This is my template. And what I do is I draw my supply and demand zones, okay? Because this is what I'm doing here. I draw my supply and demand zones, right? Solomon, you've got to make sure you're on mute.
yeah.
Okay, make sure you're on mute, please. Okay? So what I do is...
Okay.
Okay, so what I do is, I basically, right, I've got an... Solomon, guys, if you're making noise, I will have to take you up the chat. It has to be on mute, please. Thank you. Okay.
I'm on mute. I'm on mute.
Okay. Now, okay, guys. So basically, what we're doing here now, I've got a indicator that I use to draw the supply and demand zones for me, to tell me where the turning points are, so that I can have a consistent way of doing things. Okay. So it's a consistent way of doing things. So what I'm going to do now, this indicator, then draw these lines. You can use a zigzag as well. So once I put my supply and demand zones on the chart, right? This is what I then do, okay? And I'm not going to do anything else. This is where I'm getting my supply and demand zones from, okay? And just to clarify, right, what a supply and demand zone is, okay? So this is it, I'm done. I probably won't then change this chart again for a while. Now, if the market goes up to this point, this is what we call a supply zone. That's where people think that this market is very expensive and they don't want to buy it anymore. This, when the market comes to there, this is a demand, once it's coming here. But the fact that the market goes back up to this point, and when I say market, I'm talking about the candles. It goes up to this point, then we say this is a, in this case, a supply. And it's almost like the ceiling in the house. Now, the ceiling is like what we call the resistance. We can't really go beyond our ceiling. And then we've got the floor, which is, we call that the support, the demand zone. But I rather to use supply and demand, because that then sort of reinforces it for me. Resistance, you know, it's a point where you feel like there's not going to be any more movements and so on, but the market can still go through a resistance zone. The market can still go through a, you know, support zone. But when you say supply and demand, of course, sometimes you might think that something is in demand, but then for some people, it might not be the case. And that's the reason why what we need confidence. So we need like either an engulfing or a pin bar or other indicators to help us to, you know, to see which direction we're going. So we go down to this point, then this here and here is a demand. We go all the way up. This is a supply, supply, supply. But one thing I'm going to say, if we always look left, the candles and the way the market moves always leave some sort of clue where there will be some sort of turning point. Now, I either tend to trade the daily or the 4 hour, but for this chart, I use the 4 hour for this trading strategy. I use a 4 hour time frame. Okay, now today I took this trade here, and I got out of that trade. Okay, now all I'm doing here, I'm waiting, and of course this indicator, it does repaint, and that's the reason why I use the supply or demand zone to tell me whether or not I should go into the trade. Like here, I took this trade today, and why? Because it came back up to a supply zone. Okay, so if it comes, and also if you look now, guys, so we're looking to either, we know this is a resistance level that the market might want to turn around. We know this zone is also a resistant level. We also know that this could be a possible resistant level. And when we say resistance, as I said, a supply where we've got too much of something. Okay, now what is happening here now? The market pulls up and then the market comes down. But let me show you how simple this thing is. If you see higher high, the HH, now let's go back to this, right? Now, if you see HH, that says higher high, the highest high. Now let's go into a bit of theory here. Okay, right. Okay, so I also use this bit here. So let me explain this bit to you and show you here. Now this bit, right? I use supply and demand zones with pin bar and engulfing candles to trade, right? So once I've got my chart there, okay, as you've seen just now, I then draw my supply and demand zones on the chart, okay? I then go on to my daily chart, okay? Then if I get a pin bar or I get an engulfing candle at these zones, then I'm going to take the trade. And the same there, okay? Also, we get an engulfing there at a supply zone. Then what do? We take the trade. We get a pin bar. And sometimes when we get a pin bar and engulfing, then that gives us extra confidence, okay? So this is you trading these at the supply and demand zones, but with the naked eyes. Now, what I've then look at, right, is I then sort of, okay, now I'm trying to trade with the trend, okay? And what I'm going to talk to you now about trying to predict where the trend is going to change and where the downtrend is going to change, right? That's what we're going to be looking at now, okay? So I'm predicting the trend change. Now, this is something that I've looked at. I've been working on this strategy now for a while, okay? Solomon? Yeah. Nia? Right, so what we've got now, if a market is making lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, that market is in a downtrend and it's making lower lows and lower lows, right? Now, if I get to a point where the market makes a lower, very, very low, right? Lower than the previous low, right? Still making a lower low. But then we've got a higher low where the market then starts showing signs of turning around. Then we could look at a possible buy at this point. But then I would probably prefer to buy at, if this was a zone, then I would probably prefer to buy there. So this is the trade here I'm showing you, where I'd probably prefer to buy here. Now I'm looking at the market, something is going to happen around this point. If you notice the market here, you see a few candles started there before. And that's the reason why these zones are so powerful, because it tells you that, you know, there's no guarantee that the market's going to turn around at that point, but the potential is there will be some sort of struggle at that point. Now, once we start having now higher lows, and higher highs, then the potential now is that the market has changed direction, especially if you're in the higher time frame. Okay. Now, now, for example, now we're still predicting the trend change. Now, what we're looking at is predicting the trend change for a downtrend. So the market breakdown, pull back, market breakdown, pull back. It's this pullback that we're looking for. The market breakdown, pull back. Now, some people use like Fibonacci and all those sort of things. I don't really use a Fibonacci. I know it's predicting and 0.6, 1, and 8, and so on. You know, I teach that, but I don't really, I tried it, just didn't work for me. Okay, and pull down, break up, pull down, break up, and so on, right? So this is how, and then what we're doing is looking to sell there, now that we're getting a downtrend, okay? So that's basically the strategy, the two strategy. Now let's look at them now in action, okay? Now, if I then do another two, so for example, I saw this one, I could have taken this one. So look at what I'm gonna do here. I'm not gonna buy there, but I'm gonna sell there. I'm not gonna buy there because that's a lower low, okay? That's a lower low, I'm not gonna buy there. But if I get a higher low, no, for this, okay, I'm also gonna sell here as well. Once I see the market start turning around, I get an engulfing candle, then I'm looking to sell. I'm also going to be looking to buy here at this zone. Now, what I also do to help me, for example, if say, for example, I'm risking, say, £100 on a typical trade, right? Now, it depends on the confluence. So for every confluence, so for example, if it's an engulfing candle and it's also a pin bar at the same time, it could be that, okay, so £100 is the maximum I'm risking, okay, with all the confluence. So I'm looking for engulfing, that's say £33. I'm looking for supply and demand zone, that's £33. And I'm looking for pin bar, or I'm looking for higher low, that's £30. So £33. So 33 plus 33 was £99, right? So the more confluence I get, the bigger the risk on the trade, the bigger the probability. Okay, so for this point here, then I'll probably use £100 because it's at the supply and demand zone. For this one here, it might just be £33 I'm risking. Yeah, for this one here, it's just gonna be £33. However, if for example I get an engulfing, it might be £66. Yeah, so that's what I would do. Now, so let's have a look at another one. Okay, let's look at two that I've taken. Let's look at which ones have I taken? I've taken gold. Yeah, let's look at gold. Okay, and guys, these trades I took them what, today, right? Yeah, today, because I just wanted to show people, right? This is no joke. You know, you can see where the trades are and so on. So you know, it's not like something that I fabricate, right? Okay, no, I basically I got the signal there, the higher low, but of course, there's a potential that the market will turn around at this point, okay? So that's the reason why I took the trade. And also what I've done as well, if you notice here, this is the stop loss. Now, once it's broken above a certain point, then I put that there to protect my profit. And I'm looking to, and so if the market do come back, then I'll be stopped out rather than losing any, or I could decide that, look, I was risking £30 to make, £60, a 2-to-1 trade. Now, also, right now, one of the biggest challenge for me when I would consider myself back then was a retail trader, was where I was supposed to put my stop loss, or where I should have put my take profit. No, that's something I'm going to show you now, okay? Because that's a big challenge for a lot of people. Now, let me start one of these from scratch and show you a situation here where you wouldn't want to, right? You wouldn't want to trade at this zone. I'm going to show you a chart. Before I show you that bit, I'm going to show you a chart where you wouldn't want to be trading at that zone. Let's go for Euro Swiss franc, because this one kills me over the last couple of weeks. Has been killing me. Okay, so the process is consistent, the same all the time. I don't deviate away from it. Yeah. Okay, so then I go in, I put my supply and demand zones on. Yeah, that's it. Just my supply and demand zones on. Okay, and remember, guys, you can use even the zigzag to do this. Okay. Right. Okay. Now, once I put these zones on, then that's it. This would last me a couple of months, 3-4 months. Then I go to my 4 time frame. Now, this one, I sold this one, but you know what? This is just too all over the place. Look at this point. You get stuck here for a very long time. I'm not sure if I would have taken this trade. I'm not sure if I would have taken that one, to be honest. I probably wouldn't, want to take this one. All right. Now, so let's look at another example. Let's look at another market that we could look at. Say the GBP USD. This is a GBP USD, right? Okay. Now, we'll be looking to take a buy there. I was in this one. Moved my thing to break even, came and took me out. But one of those things, at least I didn't lose. At least I didn't lose on it. So right. So, okay, right. Now what I'm going to do now, guys, I'm going to show you what the strategy has been doing, for me, okay? Okay, let me just show you a few of my clients' accounts, okay? So let me show you a few of my clients' accounts so you can see how this strategy. So, and this is one of the things I have always wanted. I've always wanted to say until I've got Dwayne. Dwayne is inside here now. And he's a professional trader. And I've been going all over the place, trying to learn, paying how much money to learn. And, and I've never seen any of those guys with real profitable trades. All those guys were just teachers, no trades whatsoever. And then, once, I had the session with Dwayne, then trust me, my trading just rocket up to another level. And let's show you a couple of my clients' accounts. I've traded over 35 clients' accounts, right? And after 35, only 4 have ever had losses. And basically, all of those losses came in 5 weeks ago, since we had the coronavirus. This is one of my clients' account, and basically, as you can see, it's a live account. Now this client basically made, just for this month alone, £634. Okay, and let's look at another client's account. Okay, this client is up £20 so far, but I'm transferring all of these clients over into a MAM account where I can manage all of these people's account. Okay, so let's have a look at some of these clients' account. Okay, right. So now this client, let me see what they started with. Okay, right. This person has a withdrawal there.
Hi, Marlon. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
I forgot to unmute myself earlier. Yeah. Hi.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm Dwayne. I'm here also enjoying.
Yeah. Okay, so guys, so look at this now. This is another client, okay? And basically, this client deposited £1,000. This client made £684 on the
Deposited £1,000. This client made £684 on the
yeah. So
yeah.
let's show you some other client accounts as well. Okay. This client is now withdrawn and guys, can you put yourself on mute, please? Okay, so this client basically only started, let me tell you, this client only started with me, I think sometime in January, 21st of January, she deposited 1,000. She said she's going to buy a laptop, you know, that's brilliant, you see. Okay, let's look at another client's account, okay. Let's see. So I'm telling you, I'm on a different planet when it comes on to trading, when it comes on to managing people's account. And what I've got now is I'm using a MAM account. So I'll be able to just, instead of me looking at 35 different accounts and logging into 35 different accounts, then I'm able to sort of manage everything from in a different way and a much better way. Now, this client started with, how much did they deposit? 1,500, and he started in the 21st of the 1st. He has made, £542, he's now moved over to the other company. Let me show you another account. Actually, let me show you something else. Let me show you this. Let's look. This is my account now. Okay, that's what my account is doing at the moment. Basically, even this account here, this month alone, I've made 25% on one of my accounts. I've traded crude oil, and I've smashed that. I've traded, BT and all these, smashed them. So it's doing well, guys. It's doing well. I know what I'm doing. So the next bit, what I was going to show you then. Right. So what we would really like, okay, is for you guys to come on board. Either you let me trade on your behalf, or you basically can trade yourself. But it's up to you. Now, the strategy here, of course, there are going to be losses in trading. There are going to be winners in trading. Now, I've got one more thing to show you before you can then start asking questions. And you can basically, I'd rather if you type your questions in the chat, okay? So it's much easier, or else we'll have everybody talking at the same time, okay? So what I'll do is, I'll basically do another one for you. Is there any market anybody would like me to look at? Type it in the chat if there's a part of a currency that you would like me to look at and tell you the potential of that currency. Type in the chat if there's a currency you would like me to look at. Just type it in the chat.
Dutch.
Yeah? I don't think we've got that currency. I don't think we've got that one. I don't think we've got that one. No, we don't have that currency. But if you choose a currency, I could analyze the currency for you. Okay, Euro USD. Okay, let's have a look at Euro USD. Okay, so Euro USD. So guys, look at the steps. If I'm going to take you through all the steps again. Step 1, the weekly time frame. Then you put your zigzag, right? Okay. Then I put my supply and demand zones. Consistent. And guys, can you see how simple this is? It doesn't require any magic wand. It's a simple process, right? Now, of course, guys, this, this is what, I've got people now who are saying, oh, Marlon, I want to make, I want to make a lot of money in trading. But I remember my first paycheck as a teacher, right? My first paycheck as a teacher, I saw, what was it? It was like £14,000. And the person employing me said to me, Marlon, oh, you're one of the best teachers in the school, and you shouldn't, and you're one of the best paid teachers in the school, and you shouldn't tell anyone. Okay, not realizing that this guy was stealing my money, man. You know, so, but anyway, it took me years, and had to go for responsibility. I had to, do all sorts of things for my salary could increase, and my salary increased incrementally. So as I gain more experience, my money gets bigger in terms of my pay. It's the same thing with trading. You can't expect to go into the market tomorrow and be making millions. It doesn't work like that. You've got to practice. You've got to, you just got to do your thing. Or what you could do, and this is what I've done. Okay, I've had this student as well, who basically, 2 students I've got now that I'm teaching, and what happened? He paid, because I charge £5,000 if I do one-to-one with someone. Okay, and of course there's payment plan. And I said to the students, he said, okay, Marlon, I've got £20,000 to trade. So I said, okay, fair enough. So we put it on. Within 3 months of doing the course with me, it's made 2.5 grand on his account. So, and I'm like, whoa, he's got about 50% of his fees already, So what I'm saying here is that the potential is there, but you've got to be willing to put the time in and the effort in, So now I've done my supply and demand zones, okay? So while I'm teaching you, you could also have me trade your account for you as well. So that's what I've got there. Now, so I've got this now. Now, say for example, if I wanted to know where my potential stop loss would be, this is what we call an average true range indicator. And the average true range on the 4-hour time frame, I look and I'm seeing here that the market is moving roughly about 29 pips on the 4-hour time frame. That's the sort of range it's making at the moment, okay? An average, okay? So I could say then I'm going to be looking for 24 pips from the low of this candle. However, because this is a lower low, I'm not going to take any trade, okay? I won't be placing any trade whatsoever because it's a lower low. And of course, it's a supply and demand zone. Every time the market comes here, it turns around, comes here, turn around, comes here, turn around. I would have probably taken this one rather than that one, because that's just the rule, that's just the rule. I probably would have been triggered from here because this is where it would have made that sort of high low here, where the market seems like it was turning around, and there's a potential profit there. But of course, the likely chance is that the euro might turn around at this point. But, I've got other indicators that I use as well to tell me if I should. I'll show you another account that I'm actually using as well. But that one, this guy contacted me and said he would like me to trade £100,000 for him. So he's given me this is a real account. But at the moment he's sort of failing. He's failing. So this is a real account, 100,000. So he's asking me to have a look at it. But I said, what I need to practice on a demo account with 100K because I've never traded 100K. So basically, what I'm doing with this one now is I'm practicing for this one. Okay. Let me show you now. So, and this is I've used a total different strategy to this one. Okay. And let me show you what it looks like. Okay. No, with GBP Jappy, I'll look at GBP Jappy after. Yeah. Let me see. Let's wait for this thing to log in. Oh, it's saying no connection. Right. Okay. Right. Delta. Okay. Right, guys. While I'm waiting for that to open up, I'll just show you the GBP Jappy. I don't think we've got USD check. That's one of the what we call the cross sort of pair that it's one of the what we call them the exotics, and sometimes the exotics they move like crazy and you can't really study them per se. So I wouldn't really go down the road. For some reason, guys, it's not letting me log in to that other trading strategy. So I'm gonna stick with this one for now. Then it's just telling me that it's gone. Right. Let me see if I've got GBP Jappy. Okay. Right. Okay. Right. Yeah. so let's go to GBP Jappy. So guys, there's a lot of potential, you know. GBP Jappy, majors, minors. So GBP Jappy. Okay, right. So GBP Jappy. Okay, a monthly. My template. My supply and demand zones. So guys, can you see how the hardest thing for me when I was trading the 35 accounts, the company was doing that I was trading, every time I log in, it would delete all the password and the accounts, and then I had to re-put them in. That was the longest thing for me. And consistently I had to do it over and over. I had to log in. So 35 different accounts. And of course, you know, I do other jobs apart from trading. So it was a big killer. Now, I wouldn't be taking any trade there. You know, I wouldn't be doing any buying or anything. Because if I see lower low, then I'm not doing anything. I'm only gonna buy at higher low, and I'm only gonna sell at lower high. That's it. Right? Now, one thing that you've got to do though, you've got to be very consistent with the way you go about doing this thing. Okay? You've got to be very consistent. Now, if you're not consistent and you allow trade and you've got to have your risk management. For example, if for example I lost, say, let me show you something now. Say for example, if I lost say 2% of my account, right? And then, right, I lost another 2% of my account. Now I am down. Now I'm down 4%. Now, if I said the maximum amount of money that I will ever take on my account is 4%, right? Now, what I could possibly do is then, what I could possibly do is that, what I could possibly do is, okay, what I'm going to do is, and remember this time, right, I was risking, for every single trade I did I was risking 1%, 1%, 1%, and 1%, right? That's what I was doing. So I've lost now 4%. Now I said, okay, that's my sort of, that's my uncle point, meaning that this is the point where I've lost 4% of my account. You know, some serious issues there. I'm not going to deal with this. You know, so what I'm going to do now, instead of risking 1%, I'm going to only risk 0.5%. So 0.5, 0.5, and 0.5, right? Okay. So instead of doing that. Now, because the ultimate thing that you've got to remember is that if you trade and risk all your funds, what could possibly happen is that you wipe your account and you don't get a chance to trade again. Now, sometimes when things aren't happening for you, then what you've got to do sometimes is just get out of the market and for a bit, possibly a week or two, sometimes go back on a demonstration account and practice again. And let me give you an example now. I'm a teacher who works in a school, and basically we've got training days. Now, a typical example, let me give you a typical example here. Now, because of this shutdown now, we're shut down, I've been in school now for over 2 months, right? Now, if I was to go back to work in 3 weeks' time, right, and as much as I'm an advanced skills teacher, I am a lead practitioner, all of those sort of jobs shows that I'm competent at what I do. I would still, right, go and read a few books of how to be the best teachers in the classroom. So every single time before I go back to school in the summer, I've always read like a book like Getting the Buggers to Behave, Getting the Buggers to Learn, and also Neurolinguistic Programming. I'd always do something to improve on what I'm doing because I know I might forget this nuance or that nuance that helps me to improve the way I deal with the children. It's the same thing with trading here. there are going to be times when, for example, your account manager, the person who's actually managing your account, of course, there are going to be times when your account will look as if it's down for a bit. But, if that account manager is competent enough, then the likely chance it will move the account back to where it was and above that point. So it's all about the journey, and you can't think about trading as it's something that you're going to just get good at overnight. But ultimately what I'm saying is you leave it, and remembering is not everybody's going to be traders. Some people are just going to have to be investors, and we invest your money on your behalf. Now, I've been talking now for 47 minutes. What I'm now going to do with the next 13 minutes is for you to type your questions in the chat. We've also got Dwayne and we've got Mark, who they work at my FX market, and they're like managers there, account managers there. So also, if you would like to sign up, right, with my FX market, or if you've signed up, because most of you I think would have signed up based on the link, and if you've got any questions at all that you would like answering, then do let us know. So type your answers in the chat. We will we'll just use the next 13 minutes to just talk and any questions. Thank you. So type your answers in the chat, guys.
Thanks for that, Marlon. Everyone, this is hi, everyone. This is Mark from MyFX Markets. We are delighted to have partnered up with Marlon because he's an excellent trader, and we think we offer an excellent product as well with our MT4 trading platform. So if any of you have got any questions or concerns or anything at all they want to run past me, once again, as Marlon said, just please put it in the box below, and I will happily answer any questions you have.
Okay, no. This question, we trade on the 4-hour, but draw the supply and demand on the weekly. No, I basically draw it on the monthly. Now, when I do it on the weekly gives me too many turning points, and it just seems really crowded. It seems really crowded. Now, right, I'm a beginner, and how do I understand what is going on? Okay, no, as a beginner, what you could do is you could go on YouTube and so on and look at videos about trading, about candlesticks and so on. But in the meantime, what you could do is you could let me trade on your behalf. So while you're learning, I'm trading for you, and you can then carry on learning. Now, as I said, one of the biggest challenge for me, I didn't think trading was real, because all the people out there, just one of the guys who was teaching me was charging me £250 an hour, and then my wife said to me, Marlon, ask him to show you some results because you're going to the session. So I said to the guy, please can you show me some trading that you have done? I don't care, even if it's on a demo account, just show it to me. The guy couldn't show me. The guy couldn't show me any, not even a demo account. He could show me the strategies that he's been doing. So a lot of people out there, they're just teachers. They're not traders. So if you want someone who can teach you and show you the ropes, then basically, I'm here. Okay, right. I'm a beginner, so how do you understand? Yeah. Okay, guys. Any other questions? Okay, guys. No, guys, in the chat to me. Yeah.
Marlon, sorry.
Yeah.
Can I add something?
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, guys, if you want to know a bit more about trading, and you are learning or trading through Marlon, or you've come to MyFX Markets through Marlon, we do have our education which we can provide, even if it's helping you set up charts, even if it's to kind of go through the basics or point you to the right websites. That's what we can do, give you all the footings to kind of get up and running. So everyone that does come in through Marlon will be entitled to a 20 minutes session with myself or one of our traders here.
Okay, right. No, can I see in the chat, right? Can you type Y in the chat if you had signed up with my FX Market? Because I did send out the link. You know, type Y in the chat if it's type Y in the chat if it, yeah, okay, right, okay, yes, okay, excellent, excellent, guys. So, guys, brilliant. So, the fact that you've signed up with my FX Market, what you'll have to do, you'll have to tell them if you want me to trade your account for you, you have to tell us that you'd like me to trade your account on your behalf, and then there's a Dwayne, can I explain that bit to them?
Hi, yes. So if you would like Marlon to trade on your behalf, as a regulated broker, what we issue is an LPOA, stands for Limited Power of Attorney, and essentially what you're doing is giving Marlon the right to trade and have access on your account, essentially.
Okay. Okay. Now, this person said, learn and is there for, so learn and there are ongoing training. Yes, you can have learn and ongoing training as well. Yeah, yeah, I'll be able to do that. All you've got to do is just let Dwayne or Mark know about it, and they will then get you the relevant documents for you to sign. Right, what's the next question? Sir, can you trade 100? No, the minimum account deposit is 200 US dollars. Is that correct, Dwayne?
Yes, 200 US dollars.
Okay, yeah, that's a minimum. Okay, guys. Let me see. Any other questions there? Yeah, that's fine. Okay, right, guys. This is another account that I'm actually trading as well. And this I'm practicing on before I move over into the real account, that which is 100,000, and I've just been trading, and the structure is going well. It's going well. It's going well so far. Yes, it's going well, but I'm taking my time because I want to make just want to be in sync with the market before I do anything else. Right. So, guys, I'm gonna wrap up there. 2 more minutes. Is there any other question? Are there any other questions? 2 more minutes, and I'll be wrapping up. But as I said, guys, all you've got to do is, yeah, will you teach under 18? Yes, I've taught children from the age of 14 how to trade. So I teach children from the age of 14 now. Provided the only thing I say to parents is that they've got to make sure that they're doing all their homework from school, because ultimately, and also the parents has got to monitor what they're doing online. Yeah, so it's we train everyone. Even my son, when he was 10, I was teaching him how to trade. However, it would only be with parental consent. Right, guys. Okay. Thank you very much for joining the webinar today. I hope you've sort of show you how trading works, how you can make money from this. You can have it as an additional income. So the ball is in your court. All you've got to do, right? How do I draw supply and demand when scalping? Now, for me, basically, scalping is not something that my emotional state of mind can deal with. I rather to be on the 4 hour. The lowest I'll probably go is the 1 hour time frame, and that's just for entry and looking at supply and demand and what the market has been doing over a period of time. No, that's what I do. Okay, Marlon, do you have an online training I can sign up? Yes, I've got online training that you can sign up to. It's much cheaper on the online. The online roughly ranges between £100 to £239, and you get all the videos and get a crib sheet of what you need to do. Okay. Solomon, yeah, you're new, but all you've got to do, Solomon, what you've got to do is just once you've opened an account, you don't have to worry about trading that account. All you've got to do is to give the power of attorney for me to trade on your behalf. And I've shared with you clients' account that I've successfully traded. I've traded over 35 clients' account, and smashing it. As I said, I've only ever had losses and 3 clients, and it's only 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago when we had this coronavirus business. Yeah. So, I'm interested in online training. Yes, definitely. I can definitely help with that. All you've got to do is just to send me a WhatsApp message or an email, and I'll be able to sort out. We can talk about that bit. But as I said as well, guys, while you're actually training with me, I can literally, and as I said, one person I've got right now is up 10% already, and that works out to be about 20% of his session fee. One person made 40% of the fees for the course fees. Now, I was amazed. I wasn't, to be honest, I wasn't expecting they would have made so much money already, because I thought I was just teaching, and I said, okay, I'll do some trading for you as well. I probably need to charge more now. I'm joking. It will be the same price, but what I'm saying is, I was really pleased. Anyway, guys, I'm going to end it here. Thank you very much for joining, and I wish you all the success. And as what everybody's saying, stay home, stay safe, and this is an opportunity for you to try something new, while online is the way forward. God bless and prosperity to you all.